With ordinary people in Ukraine suffering as the Russian invasion continues, we find out how the blockchain world is coming together to help. Welcome to the Daily Forkast, March 7th, 2022. I'm Angie Lau, Editor-in-Chief of Forkast, covering all things blockchain. Well, the conflict in Ukraine has entered a second week now, and efforts to support people in the country by the blockchain community are growing by the day. Today, we speak with the founder of Web3 company Everstake on his very personal role in the launch of the Aid For Ukraine DAO. That plus a whole lot more coming up. Let's get you up to speed from Asia to the world.
Join thousands of NFT traders who already start their day on CryptoSlam.
Before we catch up on the latest on Ukraine, let's kick off with a look at China's two sessions meetings. They are the country's most important annual political meetings where authorities lay out China's economic and social plans for the year ahead. And for the first time ever, the Metaverse is up for discussion, with regulation being the watchword. According to local media, one delegate said that with more investment to nurture talent and support technological development, China can take a leading position in the field. Kong Falong also said issues related to data security, information protection, and speculation that emerge should be properly regulated. While Zhang Ying, a member of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, or CPPCC, said the sector is still chasing key technology developments and focuses too heavily on entertainment experiences. She also highlighted that regulation is needed for the healthy development of the industry, saying serious speculation is going on at the moment. Another CPPCC member said regulation is needed to prevent systemic risks. So, all in all, it sounds like caution is the name of the game when it comes to the Metaverse for China. Meanwhile, Russia is facing ever tighter financial sanctions following its invasion of Ukraine. After saying sanctions would be imposed early last week, the Monetary Authority of Singapore has now provided more details. Financial institutions have been advised to freeze assets and funds for 4 major Russian banks, and digital payment token service providers are prohibited from facilitating any transactions that could aid circumvention of the measures. And for further clarification, in the age of crypto, this also includes cryptocurrencies and payment and settlement transactions that relate to digital assets, such as NFTs. Meanwhile, Russia's central bank has taken unprecedented measures, including doubling interest rates, to stabilize the economy and the ruble in the wake of the mounting sanctions. You can find those stories and more at forecast.news. So are digital securities coming of age? The announcement just recently that the New York Stock Exchange's parent company, Intercontinental Exchange, taking a stake in the tokenized securities platform T0, could certainly indicate that. If so, was that coming of age long overdue? Who better to ask about tokenizing the world than Henry Chong, CEO of Fusang? Fusang aims to reshape investment markets with blockchain technology. And it's great to have you with us, Henry.
Always great to be here, Angie, and exciting to see the developments in the tokenized security space.
I bet you've been waiting. Well, actually, no, you don't wait around. I mean, you're actively in the space, but it is really interesting to see that finally the growth in the tokenized security market is really developing. And more importantly, the question for you is, are there enough players out there to support that development, and where will they come from?
We certainly haven't been waiting, but it's nice validation almost to see that there's an increasing focus on tokenized securities. As I've always said, as interesting as crypto and NFTs are, there is still much to be done in terms of tokenizing real-world assets, shares, bonds, funds, real estate, really everything else you see in the world. And seeing a major player like the New York Stock Exchange and their parent company entering the market, I think is really proof that this is imminently about to happen. And really my message when you talk about issuers and intermediaries would be that all of us, Fusang included, we need to adapt and innovate, or we're going to be left behind, because this is what customers want. Both issuers, they want to be able to tokenize their securities, and investors are keen to be able to actually invest in securities, tokens that represent real-world assets.
I do want to ask you about the role of legacy intermediaries like investment banks. I mean, they still play an important role. Are they ready for the adoption of digital securities? When you take a look at the landscape, are they ready to play?
My belief has always been that the jobs to be done in the financial industry, they're not about to change. You're still going to need exchanges and custodians and investment banks and brokers. It's just that all of them better be able to adopt new technology. And I think there'll be a lot less intermediaries, that we can start to combine all of these functions using the power of blockchain technology. And so again, financial institutions aren't going away, but if you are a legacy financial institution, as you say, that can't quite adopt a new technology, I really do think it'll be left behind, especially because there are plenty of firms today who are scaling at light speed.
I know we've often talked enough about this for me to know that you already envision a day where buying shares has become as simple as online shopping, but what does this mean for the future of capital markets?
You know, I'm convinced this isn't just a vision, that it's an inevitability, because the reality is we're used to a certain customer workflow with everything we do, whether it's buying things online through e-commerce or really buying or interacting with any company or firm today. We expect to be able to do it digitally, online, and directly with the company. We're used to being able to view information about a company's product. Maybe we go on social media, see some reviews about it, and then if we want to actually transact, we want to be able to do that directly and online. And this works for literally every industry in the world, and I think capital markets will be no exception. And capital markets need to start focusing on, hey, what are the customer needs? Am I really delivering my customers what they really want? Investors want access to the most exciting investments. Issuers, companies, not only want to be able to fundraise, but they want investors who are actually aligned with their company. They want to be able to turn their stakeholders into shareholders. And the platforms who can help people do that, I think, will win in this new market.
Henry Chong of Fusang, always a pleasure. And finally, as the conflict in Ukraine rages on, nearly 6,000 miles away, unable to return home, and feeling helpless as his family and friends battle for their lives and country, one Ukrainian is putting his computer engineering skills to good use, teaming up with partners in the blockchain industry to launch the Aid For Ukraine DAO. Here is Sergey Vasilchuk, the CEO and founder of Everstake, a Web3 company, in his own words.
Your parents, your friends, your employees, like people that you like talk to, they just film it on their phone and everything and just send it to the groups, and you see like in real time what's happening. So like after the like few days, like I was thinking like, yeah, I can't like just do nothing. I need to do something. And like what human can do is just something that like he was doing for years before. So like I'm running the crypto company for the many years, so I can do just few things like fly the airplane and build crypto projects. So like flying the airplane is not enough. Crypto is something that could like help. So that's why like I just ask my partners, ask like all blockchain that we are validating to help us. So Everstake, probably one of the biggest validity companies currently in the world. We're validating the like 50 plus blockchains, and all those guys, like it's just not like they're technically competitors, but in this situation, like everyone was calling me and saying like, hey, how can I help? This Solana is our like one of the partners, and I identified the core team of Solana as my friends. So like Anatoly Yakovenko is also like has the Ukrainian roots. He born in the Ukraine, like he already like American, but he was born and grown in Odessa. So like he feels some like maybe magnetism with the Ukraine, like people from the Ukraine. So he's very much, and he was the first who was like shaking me, like, hey, like guy, like don't start, like let's do something. Crypto is obviously the primary source of finance. So I call like banking like legacy crypto, legacy finance, and for me, it's nothing like unusual happens. It's just the proper tool which was used in the like proper situation to solve like the most efficient problem to solve. So and really like should understand me right now, I don't care how it will develop in the near future. Until like we're in war, until we like I don't care. It's just the tool that like helped me to resist while I'm here in the United States and cannot come back to the Ukraine. So it's the tool to help my country to resist. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll see.
The crypto community coming together, truly powerful words from Sergey Vasilchuk, CEO and founder of Ukraine-based Everstake. Well, that's the Daily Forecast from our vantage point right here in Asia for today. For more, visit forecast.news. I'm Editor-in-Chief Angie Lau. Until the next time.